There comes a point when you stop blaming stress, diet, or poor sleep for how your body feels. You know deep down that something has shifted, especially down there where responses used to come naturally but now feel slow or absent. You stretch in the morning, sip your coffee, and move through the day, but that quiet signal you once relied on seems to have vanished. And it's not just about age. It's about your body asking for something it's no longer getting. What if the missing piece wasn't a pill or hormone injection, but a simple vitamin that supports blood flow, energy, and male confidence from the inside out? A vitamin backed by research from Tufts University showing it plays a critical role in how your blood vessels, nerves, and even hormones function. This story isn't about chasing youth. It's about reconnecting with your body the way it was meant to work, with no force, no tricks, just support. So if you've been quietly wondering, can this part of me come back? Stick around. And if this speaks to you, type "still got it" in the comments or hit subscribe so you never miss a tip designed for men like you. Most men assume that what's happening down there after 60 is simply part of getting older. They chalk it up to aging, tell themselves it's normal, and try not to think too much about it. But the truth is, the real reason your body isn't responding the way it used to has far less to do with age and much more to do with how your internal systems have changed over time. After 60, the small blood vessels that supply your lower regions start to lose their flexibility. These tiny capillaries are some of the most delicate in the entire body. They were never designed to last forever without proper care. Over time, they become stiff, narrow, and more prone to microblockages. Even slight disruptions in blood flow can dramatically reduce your body's ability to send signals and respond when the moment comes. But it's not just circulation. Aging also brings a slow shift in how your nervous system processes signals. You may still feel desire, but the connection between mind and body isn't as sharp. The message travels slower, the response becomes weaker, and eventually it feels like something essential has gone quiet. To make matters more complicated, many men stay silent about these changes. They keep it to themselves, often out of embarrassment or resignation. But while you might not talk about it, your body is still trying to communicate. That quiet disconnect down there is your signal that something needs support, not medication, not surgery, just a shift in how you care for your vascular and hormonal systems. The good news is these changes are reversible. You're not broken. You're not done. Your body hasn't given up. It's just waiting for the right kind of support to help it respond the way it used to. And when that support begins, the results aren't just physical. They're personal. They're emotional. They're what remind you that you're still fully here and still fully alive. Robert was 68 when he first walked into my office. A retired gym teacher from Ohio, he looked like someone who had done everything right. He ate clean, stayed active, and never missed a walk. But he sat down quietly and said, "Something's gone. I still feel alive, but not all the way, especially not down there." Like many men his age, Robert assumed he had to accept the changes. He thought maybe this was just his new normal. But after a few simple tests, something stood out clearly. His folic acid levels were unusually low. That's a vitamin few men think about, and yet it plays a silent but powerful role in circulation and nerve response down there. I suggested a low-dose folic acid supplement paired with B12 and a bit more leafy greens in his meals. No drugs, no heavy protocols, just a gentle nudge in the right direction. 6 weeks later, he returned with a smile. His exact words. It's like someone turned the lights back on. What changed wasn't magic. It was biology doing what it's supposed to do once it got the support it needed. Robert's story isn't rare. In fact, it's incredibly common. And that's why understanding how one small nutrient can impact an entire system is so important, especially for men over 60. Folic acid, also known as vitamin B9, is often associated with women's health or prenatal care. But what many men don't realize is that this small water-soluble nutrient has a powerful role in the male body, especially after 60. It helps form red blood cells, supports DNA repair, and keeps the nervous system functioning smoothly. But most importantly, it helps improve circulation and restore sensitivity down there. One of its most critical functions is assisting in the production of nitric oxide, a gas your body creates naturally that allows blood vessels to expand and deliver blood where it's needed most. Without enough nitric oxide, even if you feel emotionally ready, your body may not physically respond. That's when men start to feel disconnected, frustrated, and unsure of what's happening. What makes folic acid so special is that it works quietly behind the scenes. It doesn't force anything. Instead, it helps the blood vessels relax, reduces inflammation, and gently supports the pathways that trigger male responsiveness. When combined with vitamins like B12 and C, its absorption improves and its impact deepens. A study published by Tufts University's Friedman School of Nutrition found that older men with higher folic acid levels had significantly better vascular flexibility and hormonal balance. Their bodies reacted faster to stimulation, and they reported a stronger sense of male identity and overall well-being. Folic acid doesn't give you energy like caffeine or act quickly like medication, but it builds something deeper, a natural foundation of blood flow and nerve health that supports consistent performance and quiet confidence. And once your body begins to feel supported from the inside, everything you thought was gone can quietly return without forcing anything artificial. When men start noticing a decline in energy, sharpness, or motivation after 60, the first thing they usually think of is testosterone. And yes, testosterone plays a major role in male vitality. But what often gets overlooked is the system that supports it. Testosterone doesn't work in isolation. It relies on proper circulation, nerve health, and cellular function to do its job. That's where folic acid quietly steps in. Folic acid is essential for the formation of red blood cells, which deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout your body, including to your muscles, brain, and reproductive organs. When this delivery system slows down, you may not feel tired in the traditional sense, but things start to feel dull. You lose edge, clarity, and responsiveness, especially down there where precise timing and strong signals matter most. Beyond blood flow, folic acid also helps regulate neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that influence your mood, focus, and desire. These subtle shifts can make the difference between feeling like a participant in your own life versus just going through the motions. And deep inside your testes, where testosterone is created, folic acid protects cells from oxidative stress. Without that protection, your natural production may slow down, even if your hormone levels appear normal on a lab test. This is why many men begin to feel off, foggy, flat, or emotionally distant long before testosterone drops enough to show on paper. It's not just a hormonal issue, it's a support issue. And when folic acid levels are restored, men often describe feeling like themselves again. Not supercharged, not overly stimulated, just steady, clear, and quietly confident. It's a reminder that the solution isn't always a big fix. Sometimes it's a small nutrient doing quiet work inside your body, helping you feel more alive, connected, and in control, with results that reach far beyond numbers on a chart. One of the most common mistakes men over 60 make is thinking they're getting enough nutrients from food alone. Even if you eat well, salads, grains, the occasional smoothie, your body's ability to absorb vitamins like folic acid starts to decline with age. And if you're on certain medications for digestion, blood pressure, or diabetes, absorption can drop even further without you realizing it. Folic acid is found naturally in dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, in beans and lentils, in avocados, and fortified cereals. These are great sources, but most older men would need to eat large amounts daily to meet the ideal levels for circulation and nerve support down there. That's why many doctors recommend adding a daily supplement, a simple 400 microgram tablet that takes less than a second to swallow. To enhance its effects, folic acid works best when paired with vitamin B12 and vitamin C. These help your body absorb it more efficiently and add their own support to blood flow and hormone function. The goal isn't to overload, it's to be consistent, because consistent support leads to steady, natural improvements. Before starting any supplement, it's smart to talk with your doctor, especially if you're taking medications or managing other health issues. But for most men, adding folic acid is safe, affordable, and effective. And the earlier you begin, the more you can prevent those slow, silent declines in circulation that affect how your body responds when it matters most. Remember, sometimes the difference between feeling flat and feeling alive again is just one small nutrient taken every morning with a glass of water. Most men think of folic acid as a vitamin for physical response, especially down there. But the truth is, its benefits reach far beyond that. What's good for your circulation doesn't just help one area. It supports your heart, your brain, and even how you age overall. That's why folic acid is one of the few nutrients that offers results you can feel both immediately and in the long term. Folic acid lowers homocysteine, a harmful compound that quietly damages blood vessels from the inside. High homocysteine is linked to heart attacks, strokes, and memory problems. By reducing it, folic acid helps your arteries stay smooth, open, and flexible, giving your heart less strain and your brain more oxygen. Many men who start taking folic acid report feeling clear, like a mental fog has lifted. They describe better focus, easier recall, and a sense of sharpness they thought had faded with age. It's not a miracle. It's just better blood flow reaching the place it matters most, your brain. And as circulation improves, so does your energy. Skin looks healthier, your walk feels lighter, and the aches that used to drag down your day begin to ease. So, while folic acid may begin as a solution for one quiet concern, it often becomes a gateway to full body vitality and a return to the version of yourself you haven't felt in years. For many men, the real weight of change isn't just about performance, it's about identity. When your body no longer responds the way it used to, especially down there, it's easy to feel like a part of you is slipping away. It's not always something you can explain. It's a quiet shift, one that affects how you carry yourself, how you connect with your partner, and how you see yourself as a man. What folic acid offers isn't just better blood flow or hormone balance. It's a chance to rebuild that sense of presence, the feeling that your body and mind are working together again. When responses return not by force, but naturally, something powerful happens. You stop second guessing. You stop overthinking. And you start feeling like yourself again. Many men describe it as a lightness, not just physically, but emotionally. The tension in their chest softens, their voice feels stronger, and their connection to their partner feels more grounded, more real. It's not about being 20 again. It's about feeling confident in the skin you're in today, right now. That's what makes this journey meaningful. Not because it solves everything, but because it reminds you that your body still listens. It still responds. And when you give it the right kind of support, it still knows how to return you to yourself. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't need a strict diet, hours at the gym, or a shelf full of supplements. Sometimes real change begins with one small habit done consistently. For many men over 60, that habit is as simple as taking a daily folic acid supplement with breakfast, with coffee, or with your morning walk. Folic acid isn't flashy, it doesn't give you instant results, but inside your body, it's doing quiet, important work. It's protecting your arteries, supporting your hormones, sharpening your focus, and rebuilding the connection down there, not artificially, but gently, the way nature intended. I've seen men who once felt disconnected begin to recognize themselves again, not because they chased youth, but because they nourished who they are today. That's the point. Not to turn back time, but to honor the body you live in now and give it the support it's been missing. If anything in this journey has resonated with you, don't wait. Start today. Start small. A single choice repeated daily can shape the next 10 years of your life. And if you felt that quiet spark returning, share it in the comments below or subscribe so you never miss the tools that help bring you fully back to life.